Hello there, YouTube family. Life's a Game back once again with another video. Coming to you guys again. I hope you guys are all doing well right now. I hope everything's going well. Just taking it one step at a time, trying to get more of these videos out here. But a key question, a key thought came to me right now. In my mind regarding the Division 2 and what they should do moving forward as far as the DLC and Division 3 respectively. So I just wanted to kind of touch on that right now as I'm just showing you a little heroic run of Countdown. So please hit that like and subscribe button if you guys enjoy this video, if you're looking forward to this, and please just tune in because I have a lot to say. So what I'm going to go ahead respectively right now and do and start off with is that considering the Division Heartland. I want to go back to Division Heartland because when you consider the Division Heartland, that game specifically had like a few like game modes, and it had like a few like concepts and ways it was going to go about doing things that a lot of people wanted within Division 2. We're still hopefully hoping for within Division 3. So I just want to touch on a few of these things going down the road and exactly what they represent. And the reason I want to touch on them is because like it kind of gives us a little open like window or open like door cracked a little bit of what the Division 3 or potentially in my case what I'm hoping to have the Division 2 DLC, upcoming DLC could have. So I want you guys kind of just to pay attention to that and just kind of take this down like with just a grain of salt. It's just my mindset of what I'm wishing and thinking should occur as far as with the Division 2 and its new upcoming content. So I just want you guys to consider that and just pay attention to these game modes I'm going to go ahead and say here right now. Okay, the first mode being Excursion. It's showing Excursion, but here's the thing. It has 4 game modes: Excursion, Storm, Nightfall, and Hunt. That's the 4 game modes that Heartland had anticipated of coming. The thing is, with Storm, of course, being its main flagship mode, which would be a PvP VE game mode. So that would be PvP, player versus player, and also PvE, player versus enemy. Just like within Excursion, players need to scavenge, loot, explore, and survive, but of course, unlike Excursion, players need to fight against other players as well as AI. Unlike the majority of Battle Royale and extraction-based games, Storm is a little different in the sense that the gas expands from random points in the map, making each game different and challenging. So the thing here with Division Heartland, I feel, they were trying to touch on like technically the whole virus that was going on in the game. It definitely affected the battlefield and the playground that you were playing on. And Storm kind of introduced that in the sense of with other enemies. So it's PvP, PvE. Whereas the reason why I said Excursion was the first mode, because Excursion is the same mode as Storm, where you have to scavenge, loot, explore, and survive against AI enemies with the objective of extracting from the map via helicopter. But the thing is with Excursion, it's strictly PvE, whereas Storm is PvE and also PvP. So they could have had that within Heartland. The reason why I'm saying both these modes, Excursion and Storm, is because I feel the Division 2 should respectfully implement these modes into the Division 2 for the new DLC. I understand they have new content coming, but they can also add these new modes as new forms of content just to keep the community busy. I feel if they did this, not only with these 2 modes, but with the other 2 modes, they would extend the Division 2's lifespan by at least a year and a half easily, paving more way for Division 3 and for them to be able to relax and focus on that. I feel like just the main focus of Division 2, guys, is it just needs more new content. And not just in the form of just harder content, because I would love additional legendary missions, and I do feel obviously they do need to add like at least 2 more of those. But I mean, like in the sense, new content in the sense of just new areas to explore, new areas to go in, which I feel the Brooklyn DLC is going to do an excellent job in that area because it's offering a new spot, new missions, new area. But I feel with that, they got to come with something new. And considering they canceled Heartland, I just feel like that the Division 2 would majorly profit off of adding some of these game modes that they canceled into the Division 2 DLC, if they don't want to add it into Division 3. That's, repeat, if they do not want to add it in Division 3, because honestly I believe a lot of these modes and a lot of these ideas they had for the Division Heartland, they're respectfully trying to implement into the Division 3, and there's no problem with that at all. It's just I feel that if they were this far, if they were definitely this far in planning the Heartland out and having all those modes down to the T, and having them all ready to go. I feel like they can definitely implement that into Division 2 DLC with this game's engine and its graphics. I feel that that would be a high win. To be honest with you guys, when Heartland came out, I was never really fond of it. And I'll be honest with that. And the reason why I wasn't fond of it is because I feel that every single thing that was included in Heartland was supposed to be in the Division 2, included within the Division 2 initially, like upon release. Like I feel like, or as DLC or included content, because it's like a lot of players were looking at the Division 2 as highly lacking in the sense of what Division 1 was able to accomplish. And although respectively I did not play Division 1, I do see like a lot of areas within Division 1 that people talk about that Division 2 doesn't have, Survivor being one of the main things. It's just like different game modes and just having those areas. Like, I mean, Division 1 I heard had multiple incursions as opposed to just one. I'm not sure if Division 1 had raids. It might have had it, but I think Division 2 did introduce raids. That might have been something new. But still, even with that, there's only two of those. It's not as vibrant as people would think. You need 8 players to join, so a lot of players don't join. So there's that. So that's a mode in and of itself. But if they were able to add these modes from Heartland in, it would help highly. I'll go ahead and go over the other two. So we went over Excursion, which is a PvE mode that you loot enemies and you fight against enemy AI and stuff that they had in Heartland that I feel they should implement in Division 2. I feel that they should have a mode in this game where you're able to like fight enemies and actually do extractions like the Dark Zone, but PvE like, and just have it like Survivor like, or like, survival like, or like just a certain mode. They should have something like that. Excursion. Storm, obviously, I would feel that Division 2 would highly benefit from a mode within Storm where you can fight against enemy AI and also players. So it would be PvE, PvP, and that was the flagship mode, as I said before initially, beginning this video, of Division Heartland. I feel that that would be something highly liked and smiled upon within this community if you could have a PvE, PvP mode outside of the Dark Zone. Like a certain area you could just go to, a brand new whole spot they make on the map, like how you have to leave on the helicopter to go to Manning Zoo, or like the summit. They should have like another mode where you're able to do that, and I feel that that would be something highly smiled upon, and I feel like the community would take it well. And it would just add another mode, like 2 modes, Excursion, Storm, just add brand new modes to the Division 2. Not only that, it wouldn't just add the brand new modes in the same exact areas. They would also be in brand new areas that they could do easily. They could make a mode outside of the map you could fly to if they didn't want to make it within it. There's so much they could do. So I feel Division 2 devs should look at this. And I totally feel that they hopefully do give my video like a look if somehow it gets there, guys. You guys just got to give this video likes, thumbs ups. You got to shout my channel out and just let other agents know it exists, because that way they can hear these discussions and see this stuff, and hopefully the devs run across this and it gives them an idea to make the DLC possibly better than what it could possibly be. I'm not sure how much new content they're adding to it, but if they added these modes, it would be crazy. But the third mode I'm going to go ahead and get into, we got into Excursion and Storm. Nightfall is the next one, as I'm seeing on articles online. Nightfall is the third Heartland mode that is an objective-based PvE mode. Just like with Storm, players need to loot up, survive, and extract to your base of operations. Nightfall is a little different, though, with added layers to increase the difficulty of the mode. The mode requires players to complete objectives throughout the playthrough. Some of those objectives include deploying beacons, tracking down targets, and collecting agent data. So the thing with Nightfall is within the Division Heartland, when night came, obviously the virus was spreading more so and the enemies were stronger, and they kind of implemented a mode within Heartland respectively that would have been like PvP mostly based, objective based, where players would have just survived, extracted, looted, to the base of operations, and you would have helped each other out. I feel like the Division 2 could highly benefit from a mode like this. I feel like they could also they could definitely capitalize on the Division 2's night process, because when it's night, there's like literally no difference from the day. What they could do with the story, I'm not sure how it could factor in, but they could say something, or somehow something occurs with Keener to the point when it's nightfall, there's more of the virus like present that they're already fighting against, and they could still implement these into Division 2 with the Brooklyn DLC. I feel like they honestly want to go with the Division 3 Like they want to implement a lot of these into Division 3, but I feel with the new Unreal Engine 5 and like just the new upgrades to Division 3 will have naturally, and the new story they bring and everything, I feel that that will be enough to garner the player base and grab majority of the player base in and bring them in. In addition, if they continued these modes within that game, of course, who knows? Maybe they could add like a zombies mode. I mean, zombies is well played out. Maybe like aliens at some point, but I feel like if they is this something new, aliens, zombies, is this something new to add to the division? I feel like it's something highly that would help. But I feel with having Nightfall, I don't know, I just feel like that it would like having something going on at night would highly add to the Division 2's stealth and lethalness at night. And it would just add to those sniper builds and different things you could do to take enemies out, more lethal enemies, instead of being more close up and direct with them. Like, I don't know, maybe they could add something for the Division 2, like maybe legendary difficulty doesn't exist in the daytime in like the open world, like if they were to do something like that, like revamp the map a little bit with the virus, but let's say at night legendary difficulty exists, you can put that on due to the enemy like AI and the virus and like the uptick of the virus. I don't know, these are just ideas I feel that they could do with the DLC of Division 2 to like literally enhance it and make it like almost a brand new game in that sense, because if they implemented the same tactics of Heartland, the same things that they were going to implement into Heartland, the same tactics, the same structure, the same modes, the same new things, the different seasons that they could have added, that they respectfully could have added in. They should add fall with leaves dropping, snow, different things. I feel that Division 2 would be revamped to the point it would last another year and a half, like easily. Like 1.5 to 2 years max. Like it would last again, like easily, if they were to implement these things in. They're just new modes, and not only do they take care of the PvE aspect, they take care of the PvP aspect as well. So it's player versus enemy and player versus player. It will take care of, because I know the PvP community within the Division 2 respectively within this community has been starving a lot for like a lot of different upgrades, new content, maybe new areas to duke it out, battle it out. The Division 2 could highly capitalize off of the stuff they took out of Heartland and the scratching they did of Heartland and adding that stuff within this game as far as new areas. I don't see why they don't add Silver Creek to this game. They could easily do that for sure. A different area where you travel on helicopter, and it doesn't have to be the biggest spot, but it could be a smaller area where you can explore, and there's additional game modes that you can explore. That'd be like a brand new mini game within the main game, which is a true DLC. And I feel a lot of people would buy that for 40, the hell, even $50. I know for a fact I would for $50 if they did that with the Division 2 and implemented all the Heartland stuff into it with its engine and just added all the different weather patterns and everything and just different game modes. People would definitely be back on this and live streaming and stuff. So I feel that's something they need to do. And touching on that, I'm going to go into the last game mode here, Hunt, that they were describing in Division Heartland. Not much was currently known about Hunt, but sources that I've respectfully researched have suggested that this mode is more like, it was more PvP based. So for you PvP players out there that have been respectfully looking and yearning for like a new experience, a non-cheating experience, different things, that Hunt mode would have been definitely tailored towards that. And I feel with PvP, I feel it just would be better, like in the sense of like, say if Hunt, since not much was known about the mode, say if like Hunt was like, say like a open world game mode where you could have PvP within the open world too, in addition to everything else, and like maybe like another game mode additionally, just for pure PvP players. I think that would be cool, because a lot of players, they don't want to have to enter a game mode just to play PvP. They want to be able to have PvE and also like PvP, and Storm does that. But I feel like what Hunt could do with that, they could make a mode in the sense of like where PvP was more the focus, more the structure of, like, say like they could make like a battle royale mode, like for instance, or something like that. Not battle royales, I know that's played out mostly. Something like that where you have to talk with other enemies. Maybe 45 players could join PvP. You have to talk with enemies about your wants and what you need, and different players could join your group in order to tackle success. And like the last team or / man standing wins. So if it's the last team, you guys get like a thing of perks. It's all divided. However, if you deviate on your team and you have secret intentions and you go away from them, you could be the last player standing. And if you're the last player standing, you get everything, which is highly, highly enhanced than just your main team being the one that wins. So I feel like Hunt probably could have been something like that. Whereas, like, you got to really talk to your players, test them, trust who you're going to trust, really know who to trust, who's going to really go out with a team, who's going to try and change on you maybe, and try and take all the glory for themselves, who's going to maybe assist them in doing that. Meaning that if 2 players were to survive as opposed to 4 players in a team and like a 45 whole group team, 2 players survive, they're getting all the rewards, which is more than just 4 players would get. So you'd have to like really be on your P's and Q's and know which player is really doing what and like what's going on. So I feel Hunt could have been a mode possibly like that. I just feel like the more they add to it, the better. But just considering that, it's amazing. It's crazy like what the Division 2 could get out of implementing the Heartlands modes into the new Brooklyn DLC. I feel the devs can make this DLC a lot bigger than they're initially believing. Obviously, I don't know how big that DLC would have been or is going to be. Obviously, I don't know everything they're going to add to it, and we just don't know the whole scope of it. They talked about all sorts of things. Obviously, the seasonal characters out of it, but they talked about Master's difficulty. They talked about a lot of different things that will be added within this new thing, and I just feel, why not add some of the Division Heartlands modes that you guys scrapped, the game you scrapped? They scrapped it, but it wasn't a complete horrible game, and I wasn't fond of it just because in the sense of saying it was a horrible game. I wasn't fond of it because I thought everything they're implementing in that free-to-play game, they could implement into the Division 2 where they pay the DLC. Like, easily they could do that, guys. And I'm not saying a pay DLC as if to say, oh, I just want to pay for something and it's not free. I mean, this game is amazing, and I can guarantee you guys the Warlords of New York DLC that came out when it was $40, you all jumped on that and paid for that. For those of you that love this game, that wasn't even a question whether or not you were going to buy that. You knew you were going to buy that, you were going to get into it and explore more of this beautiful game and story and unique style of play. Like, you just knew you wanted to do that, and it doesn't matter. Like, you were going to do it. It could have been $60, $50. You guys know, and I know I'm not lying, you would have bought the DLC and you would have went into it because you love the game. If they were to do this again with these game modes with Division Heartlands intentions, this game would capitalize big time. And further enhancing on that, sources have provided under the request of anonymity footage and images of the Division Heartland, and from my own impressions, it does appear that the game is near completion. That's what somebody said in one of these articles here. But what I wanted to really read is that what it says in the article here on neogaf.com, it says, in addition to these new modes, sources have confirmed several other key details, including that the Division Heartland will feature crossplay, ding ding, crossplay, and it's currently in active testing. So right there, we all know majority of players have yearned for crossplay within the Division 2 respectively. They've yearned for this, and this is also another high anticipated feature the Division Heartland would have implemented. I don't see why they don't implement this in the Division 2. Maybe at the DLC they can't implement this one, but I feel like Division 3 will definitely implement this one. But if they're ever able to do it in the DLC for Division 2, that would be a countless plethora number of players back. In addition to the new content, like I told you guys, it would bring like a brand new mini game again, and it would last them another 1.5 to 2 years easily with all that brand new content in addition to new legendary missions. It's just inevitable at this point. Like, you can't argue against it. So, considering all of that, guys, I just want to totally know your thoughts and what you think about this. I feel like the Division Heartland has paved the way to increase the status and effectiveness of the Division 2 new Brooklyn DLC. I feel like the devs might be adding some of that stuff in secretly without us knowing. I feel like that's why a lot of the silence is happening. Maybe it could be they're adding in Division 3, but realistically, looking at it, Division 3 is not tailored to release until another respective, I'd say just easily another like 2 to 3 years. Like, you're not going to see the Division 3 actually get a release. You could hear about it something next year, but I'm talking about having a release date where we can all get our hands on it and actually be playing it. I wouldn't say until another 2 to 3 years. So considering that, if they can capitalize big time, considering all the questions that the Division 2 has been having respectively recently, and add these new modes and just rejuvenate the game and bring players back and bring them back what they want to see, revamp the PvP in the process, I feel that that would set up a huge milestone for them and just set up key ground foundation for Division 3 in order for it to flourish. Because if they tried to do Division 3 right now, it'd be kind of tough considering how they let players off in Division 2. Not saying Division 2 was a bad game. It was an excellent, good game. What they added, I just feel like they could have incorporated and capitalized more off of it, as a lot of other players do. But I feel like this is a chance. This new Brooklyn DLC, this last one, is a chance for them to do that leading up to Division 3 to build the hype further more. So thank you guys for that. Go ahead and give me your thoughts in the comment section. Like and subscribe. Life's a game. Thank you for listening, and I'll have more content coming soon. Thank you. Have a good day.